Now students, next is we will discuss about the propagation of error. In the last section we have discussed about the types or the analysis of error. There how we express a measure value with its error. Error may be absolute, relative or percentage. Now next we will go for the propagation of errors. So what this means, propagation? The propagation of error. Propagation of errors. So what it means? Propagation of error means if there is an error in a measurement. So suppose I want to find the area of a body. In that case, suppose I want to find the area of this portion and I measure this breadth and this length. So if there is an error in the measurement of length and in the measurement of breadth there is an error, and if there is an error in the length and breadth, then while we calculate this area, then in that calculation of area the same error is propagates. Propagates means it transmits to the result. So if it transmits to the result, then if I tell or if I will say the error, if I say the error in the measurement of this area, if I say the area is this much, as length and breadth has errors, so this error propagates to my result. And as a physics student, we should try to minimize that area, and we should know that how much is the error in my measurement, so that I can do the experimental observations or I can do the different calculations. That is the purpose of this propagation of errors. Is that clear? Now in this propagation of errors, as I already told that to find this area, if you know the length and breadth, if you multiply that length and breadth, we are getting the area. Similarly, if we add two quantities, two measured quantities, then also in the two quantities there is error, in summation or addition the error propagates. Similarly in subtraction the error propagates. Similarly in multiplication the error propagates. In division error propagates. And like that different mathematical operations, when you do the physical quantities with different mathematical operations, this error propagates to my result. So as a student, physics student, we should minimize that or we should know that error, so that we can do the further investigation. Okay. Now first in this propagation of error, first I will go for the how this error is propagates to the addition. So the first part is first discussion is the propagation of error in addition of two physical quantities. Okay, measurement of two physical quantities. So first one is the addition. In addition, how this error propagates, or in sum, when you take the sum of two measured quantities, how this addition, how this error propagates. And as you know how we express the errors, already in the last section we have discussed. On that basis, let A and B are two measure values of a physical quantities, and B are two measured values. Clear? Now, delta A and delta B are the absolute errors in A and B respectively. Clear? So these are the absolute errors in A and B respectively. Clear? Now in this case, let us now calculate the absolute error in the addition of these two or the summation of these two. what is the absolute error. Let us calculate. That is our point. In addition, we should know that error. Okay. Now, here let us consider Z is the sum of the two measured sum of the two measured values. Z is the sum of the two measured values with obviously there is some absolute error, with absolute error delta Z. Clear? So Z is the sum of the two measured values with absolute error delta Z. So this is the result, means what? A and B are the two measured values. Then Z, we say the result is A plus B. We are finding the addition. So if we add, then if delta A and delta B are the errors in A and B, then in the result, means in the result, that is your Z should have some error, and that error I have considered is how much? Delta Z. Now I will find how this delta Z changes according to the error in A and B. That is the point. So how to find this one? So obviously this Z has an error delta Z, absolute error, is equal to A plus or minus delta A. That is the method of writing the error, right? It means what? In the measure value of A, the measure value of A, if error is delta A, means it is A minus delta A to A plus delta A, plus B plus or minus delta B. Clear? Now you take this as Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to, add this to A plus B, let me make one term, then the rest is plus or minus, I will take common, delta A plus or minus delta B. So we can write this as plus delta V. I can write this also. Clear? As you know, Z in terms of measure value without considering error, Z is A plus B. So this Z is equal to A plus B, then delta Z must be equal to this one. So comparing this one, now plus or minus delta Z should be equal to plus or minus delta A plus delta B. This is the point. If this is true, now you see here, this is the error in Z, plus or minus delta Z. This is plus or minus delta A plus delta B. Now the maximum possible error, means one can say that delta Z is equal to maybe plus delta A plus delta B or minus delta A plus delta B. So what will be the maximum possible error? That is the point. Here generally we will consider the maximum possible error in Z. So the maximum possible error in Z, maximum possible error, absolute error, you can write maximum possible absolute error in Z is delta Z, that should be equal to, what is the maximum value of this one? Obviously both are positive, delta A plus delta B. So we can say this is the result of the addition. In that addition, the absolute error in the final result, that is absolute error in the final result Z, that is delta Z, must be the sum of the absolute errors in the measured quantities or which are added to get the result. Clear? So this is a relation. Now similarly we will go for subtraction. I will not go for subtraction again, so I can write here also for subtraction. How this error goes in a subtraction? Same thing, same procedure is that. Let A and B are two measured values. Delta A and delta B are the absolute errors in A and B respectively. Now Z is the subtract, or Z is the difference we can say Z is the difference of the two measure values with absolute error delta Z. Z is a quantity, or Z is the final result where the two measure values are A and B. When they subtract, we will get the result as Z. So I can write Z is equal to A minus B. Now you see what are the changes I am doing. The same writing I am making the correction. Okay. So in that part, if Z is the difference of the two measure values with absolute error delta Z, then I can write in terms of measure value Z must be equal to A minus B. I am finding the subtraction. Then the error in Z can be written as Z plus or minus delta Z should be A plus or minus delta A. This is with absolute error of A minus, this is not plus, this is your minus. Okay, minus B plus or minus delta B. I am making the other color chalk so that what the changes I am doing. So here it is a minus. Clear? Now, in that part, when you do this Z plus or minus delta Z, A, this should be equal to what? A minus B. Then plus or minus delta A minus into, let me write here so that it will be clear, plus or minus delta A. Now do this one, plus or minus delta A minus of this one. So I can write this as minus plus delta B if you add this. So if Z is equal to, in terms of measure values, Z is equal to A minus B, so that may be cancelled, Z and A minus B can be cancelled. So now I can write, now plus or minus delta Z is equal to plus or minus delta A minus plus delta B, minus plus delta B. So what are the possible values for the error in Z? The possible values are delta A plus delta B, minus delta A minus delta B, or plus delta A minus delta B, or minus delta A minus delta B. These are the possible values in the error of, in the absolute error in Z. So in this case, when you find this, the possible errors in the measurement of Z, now what we will do here, the maximum absolute error in Z, the maximum absolute error in Z is what we will write here. Now you see here, the maximum one is delta Z is equal to, what will the maximum? Both should be plus. So this will be give you the maximum. So now the final result is, when you are adding or subtracting, when you are adding or taking the difference, subtraction means you are taking the difference of two measure values, addition or subtraction of two measure values with absolute errors, then in the result the absolute error is the sum of the absolute errors of the measured values, sum of the absolute errors in the measured values. Clear? So let me do an example. After knowing these two, let us do an example. So let me do an example. How we will find this error? Let's do an example like this. In a measurement, let me write, a question is that, therefore the question is given like this: in a measurement of, the question is, in a measurement of length of a body, length of a body, in a measurement of length of a body, one got two values, 20 plus or minus 0.2 meter and 30 plus or minus, or we can take this as 10 plus or minus 0.1 0.1 or you can take 0.3 meter. Clear? So in a measurement of length of a body, we have two values, and the two values are this and this given. Find the error, means obviously maximum error. Find the error in the addition and difference. Find the error in the addition and difference of the two values, two measured values. Clear? Find in a measurement of length of a body, one got two values, this and this, 20 plus or minus 0.2 meter and 10 plus or minus 0.3 meter. Find the error in the addition and difference of the two values. How will find this one? Now you do this one is, let me write the solution is, as you know, let me write the length. I can write L is equal to, first L1 20 plus or minus 0.2 meter and L2 that is equal to 10 plus or minus 0.3 meter. Got it? L1 and L2. Now in this L1 and L2, in this measurement, right, if I find the addition, then L1 plus L2 should have an error. What that error? Now you add these two. So 20 plus or minus 0.2 meter plus the same physical quantity are added, 10 plus or minus 0.3. Now if you add these two, these are the values with error is 0.2 in this first observation, 0.3 in the second. So this is equal to, you can write 30, 20 plus 10. So let me write like this. They are added, measure values are added, no problem, right? 20 plus 10. Then I will write the error part is plus or minus. What the error value? These errors will be added 0.2 plus 0.3. So the result will be, I write the result is 30 plus or minus 0.2 plus 0.3, that is 0.5. So this is the result of addition. This is the result of addition. So in this addition, if first observation has an error, absolute error 0.2, in the second observation the absolute error 0.3, then in the result the absolute error is 0.5. That is the meaning of doing this one. Similarly, if you do the subtraction in the same, let me do the subtraction part. So L1 minus L2. When you subtract these two, then L1 minus L2 means this is L1, then obviously there must be L2, right? When you do the subtraction part, then the measure value is obviously subtracted, 20 minus 10, right? Then the error part, absolute error in the result is always added in addition and also in a subtraction. So I can write plus or minus 0.2 plus 0.3. So 20 minus 10, this result will give you how much? This will give you 10, and let me write this as a L1 minus L2. We are doing the subtraction. So L1 minus L2 is equal to 10 plus or minus 0.5. So in the same quantities, when they are added and subtracted, we got the results as got the results in the absolute error as, that is in both the cases 0.5. Okay. So these are the two cases how the error propagates in addition and subtraction, or you can say that is the difference. Then next we will go for the product. When the two measure values or the two physical quantities are multiplied, then how this error propagates and how this affect. Okay. Okay. Now come to the product, okay, or multiplication. Product of number 3 is the product or product of two quantities, product or is the multiplication. How this involved in a multiplication? How this error propagates in a multiplication? I am not writing in detail about this thing. Let Z is the result of multiplication of A and B. Let A and B are the two quantities with errors delta A, absolute error in A delta A, absolute error in B delta B, and Z is the result of the product of the two measure values or the values of the physical quantity and B. So if A has an error is delta A, so I can write A plus or minus delta A multiplied with B plus or minus delta B, that should be equal to Z plus or minus delta Z. If delta and delta B are the errors in A and B, then you multiply that, then in the result I will also get the error. Okay, and what is that absolute error? That is your delta Z. Now we do the multiplication part. Now you do multiplication. Z plus or minus delta Z. As you know how to multiply this one. First term A of B plus or minus delta B plus or minus delta A of B plus or minus delta B. Now if you multiply that, what I will get? A into B, AB plus or minus A delta B, then plus or minus B delta A, then plus or minus the same plus or minus delta A into delta B, and which is equal to Z plus or minus delta Z. Clear? And as you know, this Z equal to AB, without error you can say, without writing the error, Z is equal to A and B. These are the measure values. Z is equal to A into B. So this Z must be equal to A and B. So this error part plus or minus delta Z must be this one, all these quantities. So now I can write plus or minus delta Z must be equal to, be equating both sides. Z is equal to AB, so that get cancelled. Z equal to AB, as this is the given. So plus or minus delta Z, that is the absolute error in Z, should be equal to plus or minus A delta B plus or minus B delta A plus or minus delta A into delta B. Clear? Plus or minus delta into delta B. Now dividing on both sides by Z is equal to AB. Now write like this: dividing both sides by Z, which is equal to AB. Dividing both sides by Z, that Z is equal to AB. So now dividing both sides by Z is equal to AB, what we will get here? Let me write here. Now we divide here plus or minus delta Z by Z. If you divide that on LHS, then that Z should be divided on RHS. But on RHS, the result is not written. The RHS, it is written in form of A and B. So as Z is equal to A into B, so instead of taking Z, I can put A and B. So on the RH side, when I am dividing, plus or minus A delta B divided by AB. Then second one, plus or minus B delta A divided by AB. Then the third one is plus or minus delta A delta B divided by AB. Clear? Now go to this term, delta A by A and delta B by B. As you know, delta A, always you remember, when I measure a physical quantity H, and if I write that in absolute error, suppose I write 2 plus or minus 0.1. Means what? This 0.1 is an absolute error in the measurement of 2. So when I measure the value of a physical quantity, the measure value is 2 with an error part is 0.1 plus or minus, and it is always smaller than this one measure value. And if you take 0.1 by 2, again this quantity gets smaller. So if you multiply these smaller quantities, means delta A by A and delta B by B are further smaller, because delta A and delta B are smaller. So we can write this in the delta A and delta B are, let me write here, delta A and delta B, or delta A by A and delta B by B are smaller, then if delta and delta B are smaller and can be neglected, delta and delta B are smaller and can be neglected. Here you see here, means delta and delta B are next smaller and the product, not write this, let me write this, delta A by A and delta B by B are smaller and delta A by A into delta B by B, this is again further smaller, 0.1 by 2, 0.2 by 3. So then we multiply these two, then again it becomes smaller. So delta A by A and delta B by B are smaller and the product delta A by A dot delta B by B is very smaller. So is very smaller. So we can neglect this. So we can neglect this. Clear? So we can neglect this. So if you neglect this, then the result is plus or minus. Now we go to the result as plus or minus delta Z by Z. What I will get? Plus or minus delta Z by Z. Then the next one is the plus or minus delta Z by Z equal to. Now you neglect this term. This third term you neglect because they are smaller. So plus or minus delta Z by Z is equal to. Now what is cancelled here? A and A cancels, so we will get plus or minus delta B by B, then plus or minus this B get cancelled, delta A by A. Clear? Now what this called as? Delta Z by Z, this is called as a relative error. This is called as the relative error. And delta B by B, relative error in B. Delta A by A is the relative error in A, right? So in the writing in this part, so the maximum possible relative error, the maximum possible relative error, the maximum possible relative error is, what is the maximum? Delta Z by Z. What is the maximum of this one? There are four possibilities: plus delta B by B, plus delta A by A, minus delta B by B, minus delta A by A. Another one is plus delta B by B, minus delta A by A. Another is minus delta B by B, plus delta A by A. There are four possibilities. Out of these four, what is the maximum value when both are positive? So that means I can write this as delta A by A is plus delta B by B, or delta B by B plus delta A by A. So this is the result. So in the product or multiplication of two quantities, what I got that? The relative error in Z, the relative error in the Z, that means the maximum relative error in the result is the sum of the relative errors, is the sum of the relative error in the physical measurement of the physical quantities. Clear? Remember this formula. When we are doing the multiplication, delta Z by Z is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. Okay? Now, so remember this relation, delta Z by Z means what? That is the relative error in the measurement of Z. That should be equal to the relative error in measurement of A plus relative error in measurement of B in the multiplication. And now the important part is that next part. So in this part, next we will go for the, if I will ask what is the percentage error. If I know the relative error, the percentage error in Z, what I will write here? if the relative error is known to you, then what to do for percentage error? Multiply 100, then you will get the percentage error. So I can write this as delta z by z into 100. This is called as what? Percentage error in z or in the result is equal to, if you multiply 100 to the LHS, then you have to multiply 100 to RHS. RHS consists of two terms, so 100 is multiplied to each term. So delta A by A into 100 plus delta B by B into 100. So that is the percentage error. So the percentage error in Z or the percentage error in the result is the sum of the percentage error in the percentage error in the measurement of the physical quantities. Okay. Similarly, the fourth one, the fourth is the division. Now we will go for the fourth one, division. Division. How this error propagates in a division. But when we go for division, means if you solve that, so the important point is here, the derivation part is not required here. The derivation, how we are getting the result, that is not important. But the important thing is that we should remember the final formula. We should remember the final formula. How we derived and how we got the result, that is not important here. Because in error analysis, you should know how the final result or in what way the final result we can apply. So in the division parts, when we solve the or when you find the error in the division part, so when the result involves the division of these two quantities, that means Z is equal to A by B, and if error in Z is delta Z, then that should be because of error in A, delta A, and error in B is delta B. So when you divide these two, then the solution is not here because it involves a binomial expansion. To solve this one and to get the result about the delta Z, it involves binomial expansion. So I will not go for the time being, I will not go for the detailed derivation. So what I will do here, instead of doing that, I will write the final result. The final result is what? This delta Z, the maximum possible error in Z is, I will write the result as delta Z by Z, the maximum possible, what type of error? Relative error. Here also the relative error, like your product. The maximum possible relative error in Z is delta Z by Z is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. Remember, both have the same. While you are doing the addition and subtraction, the error means the absolute error in addition and subtraction, they added, but the measure values are added and subtracted according to the relation. Similarly, in the multiplication and division, Z is equal to A minus B or Z is equal to A into B multiplication. Then the maximum possible relative error in Z, in product and in division, we are getting how much, that is the relative error in A plus the relative error in B. Clear? So this is the about the division. So remember this, I am not going for in a detailed derivation. Okay? So if you want the detailed derivation, then we can go further in the DCC class. In doubt clear class, we will go for the detailed derivation because it involves a new concept, that is your binomial expansion. By using the binomial expansion, we can find, but the final result is required here. So now by knowing this multiplication and division part, let me solve two problems, one from multiplication of the two quantities and the other is from division. Okay. Now go to a question like, question is given, a capacitor of capacitance C is equal to 2.0 plus or minus 0.1 Faraday. Okay, Faraday is the unit of capacitance, we will read in your second year. Farad is a unit for capacitance. And a potential, electric potential given 20 plus or minus 0.5 volt. So a capacitor has a capacitance given and its potential is given. Calculate the charge on the capacitor. That charge is a Q. And use the relation is given that the charge of a capacitor, we use the formula as Q is equal to C into B, it is given. Otherwise, if it is not given, then you remember that the capacitance formula is capacitance of a capacitor C is equal to charge divided by potential. C is equal to Q by V. From there, we got this Q is equal to CB. Now we use this formula, right? Now do the solution. What is the error? So now you calculate the charge means if it is only 2 capacitance and only 20 as the volt, then what is the result you can say? The result is Q is equal to C into B. So from that you will get Q is equal to only the measure values as without error 2.0 into 20. So what is this one? 20 into 2, that is 40. And what is the unit I will write here? Farad into volt. The unit is Faraday, F means Faraday, V means volt. Farad into volt, that is also called as the Coulomb. We know that Farad into volt is equal to Coulomb. Okay. So the unit is, or otherwise if you don't know the Coulomb part, this is a secondary topic. If you don't know, then you can also write Farad into volt. So this is the measure value. But this is not the case. In the measurement of the capacitance and potential, there is an error. Absolute error in C, capacitance 0.1 while measuring 20. In volt, potential 0.5 in measuring 20. In measuring 2, there is an error of 0.1. In measuring 20, there is an error is 0.5. So now you know the relation is that. To know the error part, what is the formula here in multiplication? The relative error, the maximum relative error, delta Q by Q should be equal to delta C by C plus delta V by V. So this is equal to, what is delta C? Delta C means this part is delta C. So 0.1 divided by C. C is 2 or 2.0, or I can write 2 plus delta V is 0.5 divided by 20. So this is 0.1 by 2, I can write like this, 0.1 by 2 plus, if you cancel that, 0.1 by 5, sorry 4, 0.1 by 4, right? So 0.1 by 4. And what is this 0.1 by 2 and 0.1 by 4? So 0.1 by 4, 0.1 by 2 is equal to how much? This is this is 1 by 20. So this is equal to, or you can write like this. This can be written as delta Q by Q is equal to 1 by 20 plus 1 by 40. Point decimal, if you take the decimal, 0.1 means 1 by 10. 1 by 10 into 2, 20, 1 by 10 into 4, 10 into 4, 40. So what is 1 by 20? That is 0.05. This is 0.05 plus 1 by 40. This is 0.025. 0.025. So now you add these two, what you will get? 0.075. What is the value? It is delta Q by Q. Actually this is the delta Q by Q, but I need what? I want this delta Q. So if I want this delta Q, then this delta Q is equal to what I will do? 0.075 into Q. Already you know the Q value is 40. So if you multiply this 40, okay. Now multiply 0.075 into 40. So this will give you how much? This is equal to, multiply that. So this is 0 2 and 3.000. This is 3.000 or simply it is a 3. So the error in the charge Q, the error in the measurement of charge or calculation of charge Q, how much is the error? The absolute error is 3. So I write the result as the charge Q is equal to, I can write the answer is, I will write Q is equal to, in this case Q is equal to, what I will write? By this value 40, clear? Then the error part is delta Q, that is 3. This much of Coulomb. So this is the result for this calculation. Clear? So this is about your multiplication, how this multiplication is done to calculate the relative error. So if in the same question it is asked, calculate the percentage error in the charge. Suppose it is given that calculate the percentage error in Z. In the same question, suppose it is given, let me make the correction here. Calculate the percentage error in charge Q. So what you will do here? Do the same procedure here, but here what you will do here, delta Q by Q. So what is this delta Q? That is 3. So to calculate the percentage error in Q, what I will do here? You multiply this 100 here, 100, then in this side also multiply 100. Okay. So this 100 will goes and it will calculate, the result like that. So delta Q by Q, in that way you calculate this delta Q. After knowing this delta Q, this is the result. So if you go for the percentage error, you can do that. Percentage error means, because you know the result is Q is this much, what is the percentage error in Q? First you know the relative error in Q. If you do the same procedure, if you multiply that, otherwise, or you can use this one, relative error in Q is how much? Delta Q by Q. What is that one? 3 by 40. Percentage error, delta Q by Q into 100. This is called percentage error. That should be equal to 3 by 40 into 100. So this get cancelled. So that is equal to 15 by 2. So 15 by 2 means this is 7.5 percentage. 7.5 percentage. So the percentage error in Q in this measurement is 7.5%. Okay. Then we will go for a example for on division. Now we go for the next one. The resistance R is equal to V by I. That is a formula given. Resistance R is equal to V by I. Here V is called as potential, I is called as a current. Right? They are the physical quantities that you will come across when you read about current, electricity. Here R is equal to V by I, it is given. So where the potential is given this much, 100 plus or minus 5 volt. Means in measuring this 100 volt, there is an error of 5 volt. And in the measurement of current I, 10 plus or minus 0.2 means a measurement of 10 ampere current, I have a error is 0.2. Now find the error in R means resistance and also find the percentage error. You can go in a different way. So first one method I am using here that. First let me do how we will solve this one. As you know, this is R is equal to V by I. So first I will write as per the measured value formula, R is equal to V by I. What is my V? 100 volt. I is equal to 10. So if you multiply 100 by 10, what that is? 100 by 10 is equal to 10. The result is volt by ampere. That is also called as, do you know that? Ohm. Volt by ampere, that is also called as 10 ohm. That is the measured part. Now go for the error part, relative error in R. Now this is a division. In division also we have already got the relation that I have written that relation. I have not derived that relation, but I have given that relation as delta R by R. Relative error in R is equal to relative error in potential plus relative error in current. It is also plus. So relative error in R means how much? I will find relative error delta R by R, already you calculated, this is 10, is equal to, what is delta V by V? Delta V 5 by V 100 plus delta I 0.2 by 10. So means this will give you what? This is equal to 5 by 100, that means it is 0.05 plus 0.2 by 10, 0.02. So how much this is? 0.07. That is delta R by 10. But I need what? Only delta R. So delta R is equal to 0.07 into 10. How much this is? Into 10 means 0.7. 0.7. So what my result? The resistance R is equal to, with error how much I write? Resistance R is equal to, I will write the measure value is 10 plus or minus, what is the error part? That is 0.7. That is much ohm. And it is asked about write the percentage error. What you will do for the percentage error? For percentage error is equal to, from here also calculate 0.7 by 10 into 100. So this is equal to 7%, because this is 10 into 0.7, 7%. That is one way of calculation. Otherwise you go here, if you no need to calculate this delta R also, you can find the percentage error in R. How you will find here? See, percentage error in R means you will do like this, okay, into 100. And what is the percentage in R? Delta R by R into 100. In the last section I have discussed about this thing, delta R by R into 100, this much. So what is this one? This is 0.05, and already this is what? 0.02 into 100. So what is this one? 0.07 into 100. Then this is equal to how much? 7%. So this is the percentage error in resistance, 7%. But in this calculation also 7%. If in the question it is not asked that write the resistance, the error in resistance, this is not asked, then you can do directly. By using this relation. Okay. Now this is about the multiplication and division. Clear? Now we will go for the power. If a physical quantity is given in power form, then we will go for the power part. Okay. Let me erase this one. Okay. So now next we will go for the powers. Powers of the fifth one. The fifth formula, powers of a measured value. Powers of a measured value. It is given, means powers in power form. Like that means, let first do that. Z is equal to, suppose power is a square. It is given. Z is equal to a square, that is given to me. Error in A is delta A, and error in Z must be delta Z. If error in A, then error in Z must be delta Z. So A plus or minus delta A with square. Or you can solve like that. Now you solve this one. Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to A plus or minus delta A multiplied A plus or minus delta A. Okay. Now we go for the product part in product form. So this is equal to A into A square plus or minus A plus or minus delta A plus or minus A delta A plus or minus delta A into A plus or minus A delta A plus or minus delta A plus or minus delta A. So plus or minus delta A by A into delta A by A. There are two delta A by A. That is equal to Z plus or minus delta Z. Now if you compare that, Z is equal to A square. So I will take this Z must be equal to A square. So this error part, now this delta z plus or minus delta z must be equal to plus or minus a delta a plus or minus a delta b. So these are 2 means 2 a delta a plus or minus, there are 2 a delta a plus or minus delta a by a into delta a by a. Now we go for the second term. As delta a is smaller than a, delta a by a is again smaller than, is again smaller, 0.1 by 2 again smaller, delta a is smaller, then delta a by a again smaller, then these two smaller quantities are multiplied, 0.2 into 0.6, then that will be what? 0.2, suppose this I got this is 0.2, this is 0.1, suppose I got 0.1, if you multiply that, what you will get? 0.02, again it is smaller, that's why neglecting the part. Okay, so neglecting this one. The same procedure is that neglecting delta a by a into delta a by a, and remember I am not neglecting individually. Okay, so sorry, so there is not a, right, delta a into delta a, right, it is not a. Then you divide this, then we will go for this one. Okay, so I will go on to the next step. Now this is the case, dividing both sides dividing both sides by z is equal to a square. Means what? In LHS I will divide z, in RHS I divide a square. Why? Because it is in the form of a, it is in the form of z. So I will get plus or minus delta z by z is equal to plus or minus 2a delta a divided by a square plus or minus delta a into delta a by a square, I can write by a by a. Okay, so I left this step, so you can go for this step also. Now we will go for the same discussion, neglecting delta a by a into delta a by a. I am not neglecting delta a by a, I am neglecting this term. If you neglect individually delta a by a, then this term will be also neglected. So I am neglecting the product of this one, but if you neglect this delta by a, there is a factor delta by a, you also neglect this one, then the result will be different. So neglecting this is neglecting delta by a into delta by a is, it is very very smaller, then delta z plus or minus delta z by z is equal to, what you will get? Plus or minus 2a delta a divided by a square. Now cancel this a and a, so this is plus or minus delta z by z is equal to plus or minus 2 delta a by a. So what is the maximum possible relative error? This is the relative error, delta z by z, this is the relative error. So what is the maximum possible? Maximum means it may be plus this one or minus. If it is the plus, that is the maximum. If it is minus, the minimum. So I should take this in the form, positive form, the maximum possible relative error. Maximum possible relative error, that is delta z by z is equal to plus of this one, so 2 into delta a by a. This is the relation in power. So I have done for z is equal to a square. So what the result is, the maximum possible relative error in z is equal to 2 times of, because it is a square, so this power is multiplied 2 times of the relative error in a. Similarly, if in the same discussion it is given that AQ, then what you will do that for AQ. Now we will go for the, if the question is given here, suppose AQ, then what you will get the error, do the same procedure, take the Q form, and if you recall the formula for A plus or minus delta A whole Q, then do the solution part and do the solution, and you will get that delta z by z equal to 3 times of delta a by a. Like your 2 times of delta a by a, so it is 3 times of relative error in a. Similarly, z is equal to a to the power n, so delta z by z is equal to n into delta a by a. This is the formula, right? What is the power that is multiplied? Now you can ask me why I have not solved this one. Means again the same thing is the binomial expansion comes here, and that is not here. Already we not discussed about the binomial expansion, so that's why I am not using this concept of binomial expansion. You can do that or you can solve that using the binomial expansion and you will get the result like this. But my point is that don't go for the derivation how we are getting that thing, but the relation, the final relation is very important, because that we are using in our problems. Okay. Now if you combining all these things, now you combine all these things, you will get that. If you combine all these things, you will get that. Now the sixth one I will write in all the combinations form. You will write is there is in the relation there is all the three: multiplication, division and powers. So in the sixth one, if I will take z is equal to, a relation is given to me, a square bq divided by root over c. If a relation is given like that, z is equal to, there is a multiplication, division and power, all are given to me. In that relation, if the relation involves multiplication, division and your powers, then how will find the error part? So to write that one, the simple method is delta z by z, go for the relative error, maximum possible relative error, delta z by z. Now you go for the error part in a square, the relative error in, because you are calculating the relative error. What is the relative error in a? A square means, now you have discussed about the power, so it should be 2 delta a by a, that must be. Then next is multiplied with bq. If there is a multiplication, the relative errors are added, so plus. bq means it is 3 times of delta b by b. Then this whole is divided by root over c. Root over c means what is the power of c? Half. You can write this as c to the power half. So if the division is there also in terms of relative error, when you write this in relative error, that is also added, because you know that z is equal to a by b, relative error in z is equal to relative error in a plus relative error in b. So like that, this is one term divided by this, so plus, what is the power? Root over means half, delta c by c. Clear? Delta c by c, that is the relation. Or in general you can write, if it is given that m and p, then what we will do? M into delta a by a, n into delta b by b, then p into delta c by c. That is the relative error formula in general. Clear? The sixth is very important. What is the percentage error from here? Percentage error is equal to, do the same thing, delta z by z into 100 is equal to m delta a by a into its percentage, m into percentage error a, plus n into delta b by b into 100 percentage error in b, plus p into delta c by c into 100 the percentage error in c. Clear? Now by using this one, we will solve a problem. Now by using this one, how we will solve a problem? Go for a problem, right? We have a relation that is given that, whose same is z is equal to, or we can write q is equal to aq b square, or add that aq divided by root over b c square. It is given. If percentage error in a, b, and C are given 1%, then 2% and 3% respectively, calculate the percentage error in Q. Calculate the percentage error in Q. If the question is given like that. So what you will do here? Now use the formula that if you want to find the percentage error, let me write this in terms of percentage directly. Delta Q by Q into 100. We will find out this one. To find this one, delta Q by Q into 100 is equal to 3 times delta A by A, right? Plus root over B means what? Half times delta B by B plus, this is division means that is also relative error is added. So plus 2 times delta C by C. So don't make that is C to the minus 2, then don't take this as minus 2. That is a mistake. So if you do that one, then if I calculate the percentage error, then there must be 100 because here 100 is multiplied, here also 100 and here also 100. So this is what? Percentage error in A, this is percentage error in B and this is percentage error in C. What is given me? That given is percentage error in A is what? 1%. So I will put this is 3 into 1. Percentage error in B 2%. So plus half, the direct is 2 plus 2 into what is the percentage error in C? Into 3. So that means 3 plus 3 into 1, 2 to get cancelled, 1 plus 6. That is 9 plus 1, 10%. So this is the percentage error in your calculation of what? The percentage error in the calculation of Q. That you can find by using this one. Okay. Let me do another question. Okay, now come to another question is find the area of a square of side given 20 plus or minus 0.2 cm. I have given this values are to make it more easier, so that's why we are taking the values 20 plus or minus 0.2 cm. So to get that area of a square, as you know the formula, the area of a square, area A is equal to, what is the formula? Side square. So that is equal to A is equal to, what is the side? It's square. So to get that area is equal to side square, how will find this area square? Means area A is equal to 20 plus or minus 0.2 whole square. So as you know, this area A is equal to, side means L square. What is this measure value of L? L means 20. So this is 20 square, that is equal to 400 cm square. That is the area part. But in error form, A is equal to 20 plus or minus 0.2 whole square. From here, the formula is, what is the formula is? For delta A by A is equal to, you will take the 2 times of delta L by L. Because if you take the side as L, then delta A by A is equal to, in power formula, 2 times delta L by L. So on that basis, 2 times of, what is delta L? The absolute error in L is 0.2 divided by what is L? 20. So this 2 get cancelled to 10, 0.2 by 10, that is equal to 0.02. Clear? Now this is what? Delta A by A, but I need what? Delta A, and A is already known to you. A is equal to how much? 400. So next part I will do this one. Delta A is equal to 0.02 into A. What is this A? 0.02 into A is equal to 400. So this is equal to 800, and how many this is? 8. So 8.00. This is your delta A. So the area, by using this one, area is equal to 400 plus or minus 8 cm square. 400 plus or minus 8 cm square. This is the area formula. What is the percentage error in area? What is the percentage error? Percentage error means what we will do here? Percentage error in area means you can write percentage error. The percentage error is equal to, if the question is asked, write the percentage error in area. Percentage error is equal to 8 by 400, 8 by 400 into 100. That is the formula for percentage error. So this is equal to how much? By 4, 8 by 4, 2%. This is the percentage error. Clear? You can also calculate from percentage error from the beginning. Okay? So, well students, go through this video. We solve some simple examples on error analysis. Okay? And if you go more and more problems, then you get a clear picture or clear idea about the error analysis. So I think this is the last of your error analysis. Clear? We will not go for, in the next video we will go for a different topic. In the last and this video we have discussed about error and its analysis, how the error propagates and how we know that what is the error in the result. Clear? Okay, thank you.